If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Lil Durk's right-hand man, or should I say his right and his left-hand man, are going to be the main people to try to put him away for the rest of his life. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, reports have already been out that OTF Jam is telling. That right there has been confirmed now. Shout out to Trap Law Ross for bringing that to the forefront. OTF Vonnie, everybody was saying that he was the man that was dealing with the financial situation. That right there is coming out. So these are two people that Lil Durk trusted with his life up under the gang banging code. Remember, the code of the streets, right? Up under that whole demo, he trusted them. And now look what's happening. But you know, I can put a little blame on them, but at the same time, I gotta put some blame on Lil Durk. Lil Durk, man, you had everything going for you. And you done squandered it because you was bloodthirsty. Yeah, he was bloodthirsty. You wanted some get back for your homeboy King Von, according to the court documents, right? And let me be 100 with y'all, right? Just coming from a gangster perspective, I understand that type of life right there. If somebody kill your homeboy, you are obligated, especially if this your guy. You are obligated, like a marriage, to get that get back. That's just the codes of the street. And if you don't get your homeboys get back, then you're going to be looked at as a poop butt. Other people going to start trying you then. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't get back for your homie, next thing you know, now you got these guys over here trying to shoot and kill you. You got these guys over here trying to shoot and kill you. You see what I'm saying? Now that's the street code. Durk, you ain't been in the streets for a long time. Lil Durk ain't been in the streets for a long time. But being that he felt obligated and being that he was bloodthirsty and he wanted to prove himself around his members, everybody that's up under him, he wanted to prove to them that, hey man, look, I still got it in me. I'm not finna go do it, but I'll pay y'all to go do all the dirty work for me. And in his mind, Lil Durk really believed that if I pay these guys to go do this stuff, it'll never come back to me. I can sit on the throne, you know what I'm saying, eat caviar, smoke that good old Mountain Lion Kush, drink on the finest, drive the finest, make love lotion with the finest, and won't nothing happen to me. But he was wrong. He was all wrong. Because we got two people that are close to him trying to bury him alive right now in 2 more days. Cold-blooded demonstration. Today was Lil Durk's pre-trial hearing. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the criminal proceedings in pre-trial, allow me to elaborate on that and break it down for y'all the best way that I can. Now, in a pre-trial hearing, all right, let me put it to you like this. There's a pre-trial and a trial. Everybody should be familiar what happens in the trial. But in the pre-trial, what happens is this right here. The prosecution comes out and he tells the judge all the incriminating evidence that he has against the defendant, who is Lil Durk and his co-defendants. Now, Lil Durk's defense attorneys, they can rebut, they can refute everything that the prosecution is saying, right? They can come out and say, nah, that ain't that, this ain't that, that ain't this. And at the end, the judge can tell both of them, hey, you know what, look, you're going to be able to use that. You can use this. You can't use that. You can use this. So let's break down what happened in Lil Durk's situation. Somebody in Quando Rondo's camp, or somebody that is close to Durk in Quando Rondo, contacted Lil Durk and asked for them to squash the beef. But Durk didn't even want to get on the phone with him. Durk said, nah, he ain't going. So when Durk homeboys came to him and said, hey man, look, check this out. They want to squash the beef. This is after the death of Lil Pop. This is after the death of King Von. You know what Durk said? Nah. I'm doing this right here for King Von, and I'm doing this right here for my brother D-Thang. So when you hear D-Thang and you hear King Von, you say, well, hey, wait a minute. King Von died in Atlanta, or was killed in Atlanta. D-Thang was killed in Illinois. These two is two different murders. So that right there lets you know the mindset that if this is true, that Durk was putting hits on people that killed his brother, and Durk was putting hits on people that killed King Von, his best friend. So then we must ask ourselves, how do the Fed know this intimate information? This right here is too close. Telephones, that's how. Witnesses that is associated with Durk, that's how. One of Lil Durk's closest associates is going to testify that one day Lil Durk and other OTF members pulled him into a bathroom, sat him down, and told him to chill on killing people. They are saying that this boy right here was killing so many people, shooting so many people, that Durk and other OTF members had to put him in check and say, chill. You gonna get us hot with all this killing you doing, all this shooting you doing, all the drilling and sliding you doing. You finna get the feds on us. But little did they know that they was talking to the feds. And look, the cold-blooded part about all this is this right here. This right here made me think about what's that boy name? Sammy the Bull Gravano. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when that mob boss John Gotti was going to trial, had that federal indictment thing, and his own homeboy that was close to him, like OTF Jam is close to Lil Durk. Gravano got to testifying against his homeboy John Gotti, and got to testifying against murders that didn't even have nothing to do with the RICO that John Gotti and Sammy the Bull Gravano was on. He was talking about all type of murders. Well, that's what they plan on doing with Lil Durk.
As part of his plea bargain, Gravano testified against his former boss. He admitted to his role in 19 mob-related murders. He served 5 years in prison and voluntarily entered the Witness Protection Program.
OTF Jam is about to testify against his boss, Lil Durk. That's what this right here just brought back to me. Like, when I started hearing about what he's going to be doing and how he's going to be testifying and how he's going to be talking about murders that ain't even got nothing to do with this whole case, it reminded me of the Sammy the Bull Gravano thing, because that's what he did, as y'all just seen. Now, the cold-blooded part about OTF Jam is this right here. He's going to get on the stand and not only talk about the murders, right? Stuff that he did, though. Not what Durk and them did, but murders he did for the Black Disciples, for the OTF cooperation. You understand what I'm saying? Or excuse me, not cooperation, but what they call it, the OTF enterprise. Yeah, he finna get on the stand and just talk about all that type of stuff. But not only that, though, because he's gonna corroborate. Rappers, y'all need to quit talking about crimes. Quit talking about, stuff that y'all would do or y'all didn't do and stuff like that, because this type of stuff happens. OTF Jam is about to get on the stand and tell 12 tax-paying civilian citizens that Lil Durk, who is the boss, gave him $50,000 not to go kill Lil Pop or Quando Rondo, but kind of like a pre-order type demonstration. A layaway type demonstration, if you will. Hey, look, I'm gonna give you $50,000, Lil Durk. I'm gonna give you $50,000. This is what Lil Durk is doing for OTF Jam. I'm gonna give you $50,000, but that ain't for free. When I need somebody killed, harmed, shot, beat up, stabbed, spit on, you need to take care of that for me. You see what I'm saying? It's like a pre-hit. You know what I mean? You know how somebody just, I want dude killed. I want everybody dead. Look, let me just give you the money right now, so we ain't even got to do no transactions or none of that. I'm going to get you right now. So if I need it later on, you go take care of the business. The prosecuting attorney is finna get up and tell some tax-paying civilians that, hey man, this is the type of guy this guy is. And we have his friends, they're willing to testify as to his guilt. They're willing to testify as his criminal mentality. They're willing to testify that he wanted them to kill people. He had them kill people. You see? And the cold-blooded part about that is this right here, y'all. Like, for us, like from the hood and stuff like that, we hearing this and we like, that ain't really nothing though. It's like, why believe him? He was with them, you know what I'm saying? They was all together killing and doing all type of criminal stuff together. You see, like we see it like that. But when you talking about people that ain't never did a crime in their life or ain't never got caught in their life, but people that are hard working, tax paying citizens that look at the prosecutor like he's a savior or something because he's protecting them from criminal activity, from criminals. Yeah, They looking at him and they believing every word that this prosecutor is saying about Lil Durk and his co-defendants. But the sad part of it all, though, is Durk's own homeboys is doing that to him. His own homies is doing that to him. Sad. The rap song lyrics that they are using in Durk's case right now, his homeboys is finna corroborate that. When Durk said, I give Jam 50,000, he ain't gotta ask again, he's finna corroborate that story right there for the jury, for the prosecution, to hopes and try to get Lil Durk a life sentence and get himself a lighter sentence. You see, these are the rules of the streets. This is how it goes in the streets. And we have street guys right now watching this trial, and they're still going to continue to do street stuff because they believe in their mind that it won't happen to them. They really believe that. They really look at Durk and say, he a goofy. He messed up. He shouldn't have trusted Jam. He shouldn't have trusted Vonnie. They're going to make excuses for everything that's going down right now. You see, and the cold-blooded part about all them making all those excuses is that deep down in their heart, they know that they can end up just like Lil Durk. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, according to the feds, right, they are saying that when King Von was killed, there's no evidence, according to their research and their investigation, that there's no evidence that Lil Durk was seeking get back for the murder of King Von. They are saying that there's nothing showing that, that he wanted some get back. There's no witnesses coming forward saying that, he wanted to pay them or anything initially for the murder of King Von or to get back for King Von. Until 6ix9ine, and they even said Whack 100, but I don't remember Whack 100, doing this. But they are saying that when 6ix9ine started to get on the internet, slide for Bavon, why y'all ain't sliding for y'all homeboy? Y'all soft, y'all all this. As a matter of fact, check it out.
For me out, they know the exact same. I'm not bringing this off topic. Let me just get this on my chest. They know the exact nigga that put a fucking 10 bullets in King Von and he died there by himself. Why nobody slid for that nigga? I don't see you on Instagram saying, yo,
first of
go
all,
slide for that man.
Listen,
y'all know what y'all saying? Yo, y'all want this nigga to crash out.
I'm gonna be real with you.
No.
Hold on. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold
if
on.
I go hit the nigga that kidnapped me,
hold on.
why this nigga not shooting
Let
the
me
nigga that
be real
killed
with
King
you.
Von, nigga?
Let me be real with you.
I don't see you on Instagram say, yo, Durk, go slap for me.
I discovered King Von.
No, I don't want to talk about King Von.
So why is Durk not sliding? I don't know no politics.
On nigga,
and listen,
why is this nigga not sliding on the nigga?
How you know what they doing? Just because it ain't publicized on.
They are saying that after 6ix9ine started doing all of this trolling Lil Durk, that is when that put a fire up under Durk's ass to go get back for King Von. Now, look. That right there would be just but we got to understand who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with people that like to prove themselves to other people, right? That's all a part of gang banging. That's all a part of that. When you in the gang, one of your main objectives is to prove to other people how tough you are, right? That's it. You want to put in work. You want people to know you put in work. You want to know people to know, hey, I'm a killer. I will kill you. I will fight you. I will stab you. I will do all this stuff, right? This is what gangbangers like to do. They want that reputation. And so if somebody is calling you out and saying that you soft, as 6ix9ine was doing to Lil Durk, you got to prove that you're not soft. You see, you got to prove that. You got to show people that, hey, I'm not soft. And I believe that's where Lil Durk went wrong at. I believe that he started letting all the people in the internet and people like 6ix9ine trolling and stuff like that slide for Von, slide for Von, slide for Von. I believe he allowed that to get to him. And I believe he allowed that to allow him to make I'm talking about a rational decision. Because now look at what's happening. So allow this to be a lesson, to you brothers out there, young and classic, you sisters out there. Look, people can drive you and troll you and cause you to make irrational decisions. They can cause you to do things that they want you to do that you really don't even want to do. You see? But that's when you care about what people think about you. So you gotta be careful about that, because a lot of the times people go broke, people get killed, people kill because of what people think about them. Look, there are people right now in this world that care so much about what people think about them that they go broke. Spend all their money on designer clothes, cars, women, whatever, because they want people to think something about them. That is not true. There is people out here right now today running around with guns, killing people. But that is not them. Deep within inside, they know they don't want to kill people. It troubles them to shoot and kill people. But they want the multitude that is around them. They want the crowd that is around them to believe, hey, this guy is crazy. He's a killer. And so when they get that type of clout and they get that type of notoriety, it feeds the ignorance. It feeds it. And they keep on doing stuff. And they keep on being somebody that is not even them. And they doing it all for the clout. They doing it all for the notoriety. And that right there is gang banging 101. Listen, let me tell y'all, what is the use of being a gang banger and you killing people and your whole gang is ruthless and crazy if you can't get credit for the madness that you're doing out there in the streets? You see what I'm saying? So the feds believe that 6ix9ine drove Lil Durk to get back for King Von. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.